take a look at another one of my favorite aircraft, the Piper Arrow. Now, this one is by Just Flight, and this is the turbo version. This one, they have actually two versions of this one. This one is the one with the empennage or the elevator on the fuselage, but they also have one with the elevator up here, up on top of the rudder fin, which makes the aircraft look extremely sexy, in my opinion. But I tend to fly this one because, from what I've heard from real world pilots, the elevator, the version with the elevator on the on the fuselage is, well, on the body is a little easier to handle in the air. I guess you get that prop wash over this surface, this control surface, and that does give you a little bit more control. Um, but I digress. So let's hop in the cockpit and take a look at what we got. Alrighty. So just looking at it, the textures are just look great. This is a really good looking aircraft. You can see the attention to detail here, even down to the wear that's on the yoke. I can see some paint wear up on the top here, and also some wear here. So what really matters is how this guy flies. So without further ado, let's actually get it started. So what we're going to do is turn our fuel on and make sure that our trim is set to take off. So it's going to move that up just a touch. Get back to palette view and take a look, make sure everything look okay. And I do believe that the minute I turn the master on, I'm going to get my GPS, which is not true to life, but this is a third-party GPS. So let's just go with it. Okay, so we did, oh, there it is. So the GPS is booting up, even though my avionic bus is turned off. Looks like Just Flight may have, well, when this third-party GPS installs, it apparently get tied to the master as opposed to the avionics bus. But that's okay. That's not going to affect any flight performance, and it's going to start as expected. All right, so let's start it up. Let's keep going. We got fuel on. Brakes are set. And fuel pump comes on. That's this red lever here. Fuel flow is alive. Okay. Crack the throttle and turn. Prop clear. All right, and we got a good start. Idle up to about 14. Check for oil flow, oil pressure. Oil pressure is up. Oil temperature should be coming up soon. We don't have an alternator, so let's turn our alternators on. And our amperage is alive. It looks like it's a little low, but it should come up. Let's go ahead and get our GPS out of. Now, I'm only going to do some touch and goes, so, or fly the traffic pattern, so there's no need to build a flight plan. Okay, and I just turned the beacon on. I should have turned that on before I started. That's what happens when you run the checklist from memory as opposed to actually looking at it. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn our avionics bus on. And return our transponder to altitude report. Turn our COM2 on. And make sure that all our other radios on, the ADF is on, and we are looking good. Let's take a look at this guy and listen to it purr. It's got a nice sound. I am not going to do the run up. The aircraft that you see taxiing and the aircraft beside me is compliments of Traffic Global. Alrighty. Just our mixture there. Or temp is finally in the green, and let's find out what our ATIS is. Oh, that's going in the garage. Isn't that cool? Never seen that before. Wow. All right. So that's on COM2.
Raleigh-Durham INTL information, Quebec.
Quebec.
1500 Zulu weather. Wind light and variable.
Light and variable.
Visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 25,000 scattered. Temperature 13, dew point 12. Altimeter 3033. Arriving runway 32. Departing runway 32.
Okay.
Advise on initial contact. You have Quebec.
All right. So runway 32, which is a short military runway at RDU that general aviation aircraft do use also, but usually when 32 is it, when the sim give me 32, then usually it's okay to go ahead and use I believe 5. So 5 right is actually what we're going to use. Okay, so since I got a real yoke, then I'm going to turn the virtual yoke on, but I am going to leave the yoke engaged for the passenger side. Okay, so we'll go ahead and turn on our taxi lights, and even though we don't need navs, I did engage them. And let's taxi to runway 32. I guess I should put in the ground frequency, which is 121.7, and tower is going to be 1193. Raleigh ground. Error 286 Whiskey Foxtrot is at landmark, ready to taxi for closed traffic. Taxi to runway 5 right for right closed traffic. Error 286 Whiskey Foxtrot. Alright, so I know I can expect right closed traffic. I didn't do a good job of clearing my turn before I took off, but that's okay. And she feels like she is ready to rock and roll. Now, one thing I can tell you from experience about this aircraft is that the P factor tends to be extremely pronounced on this aircraft, so it does require a lot of rotor once you go to full power. So let's just go ahead and get taxied up here. This aircraft has a unique sound on the taxiway, and there's the Southwest terminal for RDU. Looks like we've got quite a few 737s moored in. Because of this windshield, then we want to point it so we can see if anything is coming. Raleigh Tower, error 286 Whiskey Foxtrot, holding at runway 5 right, ready to depart, right close to traffic. Clear for takeoff, runway 5 right, 286 Whiskey Foxtrot. All right, so tower has cleared me for takeoff. I've got the aircraft configured. Lights, action, camera. Strobes come on. Altitudes report and action. Let's make sure that our compass is aligned. Rotate at 65. Climb out at 74, I believe. Rotate. Power back just a little bit. Positive rate, gear up. Flaps up and speed up to 97 knots. that right turn. We're at pattern altitude, so let's move that nose and pull that power back. Take some pressure off that prop. And turn to a head in a 2-3. Wonderful. All right. Landing lights off and landing lights back on because we are going to do a touch. We are going to come in for a stop and go. Raleigh Tower, Arrow 26, Mr. Foxtrot. I beam the numbers for a stop and go. Clear for the option. 6 from Mr. Foxtrot. Alright. So we're going to power back to 17. Glumps, gas, mixture, gas lights, gas lights, undercarriage. There we go. Mixture and prop. Okay. Look, Mom, no hands. Which is what we want. We want to keep the aircraft trimmed so that we don't have to use hands. And 74, I think, is my VREF for coming in. And I did throw in no flaps, so let's go ahead and add a notch of flaps. And I think I want 74 on approach and then 65 over the threshold. Okay, looking for that glide slope. I got it. So, and what I want to do is use my power rather than my yoke to adjust my pitch. All right, another notch of flaps. Coming in fairly stable. Aim for those numbers. Hold it off, get to where I want to be. And now I can reduce power. Now, you notice that I didn't pull my power back because this guy doesn't like the coast. Okay, I don't have to talk to tower because they know I'm doing a stop and go. One notch of flaps. Takeoff power set. Rotate. Bunch of right rudder here. You can see, if you look at my feet, you can see how much rudder that I'm giving it. Snaps up, gear up. So I want to climb out at about 97. That right turn. And then we'll do a full stop this time. taxi to parking via Alpha Charlie Juliet, Arrow 286 Whiskey Foxtrot. Okay, so let's go ahead and clean up here. Turn this guy to on, which would be, yep. And bring up those flaps, bring in those flaps, and check my tank. Okay, so I did land on the fullest tank. So I can actually stay on that tank. And get my taxi on. And that does it.